Hello!
Hello!
We are the Thread Gremlins, and we are here to talk about our cross-stitch projects. And this is number 19!
I am so impressed with us for sticking with something this long.
I know. And Elizabeth is in full Christmas regalia. It has begun.
Did I tell you? I didn't tell you about what happened at Bert School the other day. Okay, so I was in the 3rd grade. I was volunteering for science because I teach science. And 3rd grade girl told me I look like a big dumb elf.
A big dumb elf?
A big dumb elf.
That's a compliment.
I don't think it was meant as a compliment.
Yeah, but that means
but for you,
really,
I mean,
really
you loved
good.
it was Christmas.
That's
so
fair.
You were like doing it right.
Well, can I tell you why I felt extra she was wearing a Falala llama sweater. It was red and green and sparkly.
I think that was a compliment.
You think so?
Yes.
She did spend the rest of the day drawing a picture and she doesn't participate in science. And instead she just drew a picture of me.
Looking like a big dumb elf.
Looking like a big dumb elf. But it didn't seem to be a mean picture.
Yeah, I think she was
She was into it.
Okay.
I think that's like her ideal elf is like a big dumb elf.
For best friends then.
Okay. Let me think. Let's start with whips.
I have, I think only 3 whips this time because I've been mostly doing Christmas and 1 FFO.
Okay, I have 1 whip, 1 FFO. No, 1 finished project and some plans. But since I am not doing very many, I think I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in what is going on in my projects this
That's
time.
fair. I was kind of thinking the same too.
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons, I'll start. One of the reasons I only have 3 is because I've been working on this guy. But look, like there was the center of this one had a cluster of grapes and that was it last time I showed it to you guys. So look how much I have done on that.
You're going to finish in time.
I am going to finish in time,
by the
but
21st.
that's why I only have 3 projects. I have to be done on the 20th because that's the last day of fall. And I am very close to being done, but that is why I have only 3 projects. I'll hold it up for you guys.
Is that a little tiny squirrel holding an acorn?
This tiny squirrel holding the acorn was my favorite. Favorite thing that I did in this. Although I love the letters. The style of letter is really fun to do. It's coming together really well.
She's such a good designer.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Well, the one thing I'll say is that this is very repetitive pattern in that it's this little snowflake motif, which I love. You know, I'm a knitter too and love this in just about every fair I'll design. But it really does show up over and over and over again in slight different variations in this piece. So if you're going to do this one, be ready to do a lot of little leaves and a lot of little snowflakes. But
Well, I am very impressed that you stayed on track with this.
I am too. I'm going to show you guys the back too. No, I mean, you make fun of me, but I think the deal is...
I'm not making fun of you. I'm jealous.
No,
no.
it is a big deal how neat you've had to keep it because of the dark thread on the white.
Because the dark thread on the white.
You've
but
had to work really hard on that.
It's not just that. It's that I think that the front of a piece of stitchwork shows you like the vision of the stitcher, but the back shows you their process.
Yes.
And I think that for me, the back's almost more interesting because I want to see how it was made.
This is math.
Yeah. Well, and it just, you know, like I'll give you... What
did the teachers call it?
Show your work.
I'll show you actually a really good example right here.
The process.
If you look in here, just in these 2 lines, you can see where how it was stitched gets interrupted every time my kids interrupt me and I start using a slightly different pattern for how I'm putting the stitches in. Do you see right there, right there?
Yes.
But then you can see on this side, it's totally the same because they were in bed.
Is the goal to have it the same?
It doesn't.
Would you appreciate
more?
this more if it was
No.
the same?
The goal is to have it not have any threads that are going to show in the front when I frame something in cream 40 count linen that's done with a dark purple thread. So you can see that there's just no places where I've trailed. The one place I'm a little bit nervous is in summer. I had a couple in little spots in summer, like right in here, in between the bridge, in between the crown and there. I didn't necessarily have to put that in, but I don't think it'll show. No, the goal is to frame it.
Are we
and
going to get to Katie Strachan level?
Oh, we already could.
I can't, but I think my goal is to.
Oh, your goal is to.
I think I would like to have it be so fluid
that you just do
that
it.
it is.
I mean, I'll tell you. Can I tell you like what I'm working on in my stitching? I don't want to. It's
yes,
very.
This is what we're
very,
doing.
It's okay. It's a little nitty gritty, and I don't want to be boring.
Please do it.
Okay, so here's what I've noticed: that when I come back through with the second color, the direction that the thread pulls on the back side changes how easy it will be to not split threads when I come back through on a second pass. I know. So here's the deal. Okay. If I am pulling my thread, I almost wish I had a diagram to show you guys. If I'm going to pull from just 2 stitches that are next to each other, but I'm doing it in a pattern that is going to pull laterally and put no tension on the hole. It's going to go behind the hole. Right. Then when I come back through, I'm going to have a harder time stitching neat, keeping things flat, not splitting threads, not twisting threads. If I am always changing my stitch path so that I put slight tension on the hole by pulling, even if that means a slightly larger stitch on the back, maybe going over 2 into a 10th stitch instead of into a half stitch. Okay. Then I can come back through easily, even tension on everything lies flat, no threads are split. Okay. And but then the tension there, and I don't mean I mean tension like being pulled between 2 places, not the tension on the thread. Right. Which is, is when you're doing those larger stitches to make sure that you're always putting slight tension on the fabric. Okay. Instead of, leaving it slack. That the thread's always putting tension on the fabric. Then you are tempted sometimes to take longer stitches that could show through from the front. And so that's what I'm working out right now, is how to make sure that I have small stitches, but also always placing slight tension on the fabric with the thread, so that it basically opens the hole up, so that when I come back through, you can see. And I honestly can just see the difference. Like if I look at my stitches. Oh, then the other thing that I'm noticing for myself is that English stitching just looks better.
You think so? Better than Dutch? Okay, so what I am personally working on at the moment is finding a stitch pattern that I can stick with, because where I am with my stitching is a lot of what I'm doing right now is English, and I don't have a pattern that I enjoy, and I jump from the straight lines on the back to the fully covered on the back.
I think it makes it. All right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I absolutely do, but I'm going to show you. I think this is got actually some great examples of that, and it's in these diagonal lines, because I think really you see it most in the center. If you look, you can see how I've kept a very consistent stitch pattern through all of these. That's why they look so clean. But all 4 of them are different, because they're going in different directions. So you need to have a different one for each. And yeah, that's definitely a thing that I've worked out. That's one of the reasons my backs look so neat.
See, this one, I jump between that one and then a vertical one that's like this, but it's vertical.
Yeah, no, and she's pointing to this right here.
Yeah, so half of my stitches look like that on the back, but they're vertical. And then the other half look like this, where they're completely covered. And so I don't have a stitch pattern I do the first cross always the same that way, but then
is how you jump between stitches.
Where I pull through for the top layer and then from that layer to the next one is always different, and I can't get my brain to stick to a pattern, or I haven't found one that I like the best yet.
I usually, like I said, well, you can see in that spot I was showing you, I stick to a pattern unless I'm interrupted, and then a lot of times it'll be a different pattern when I come back to it. But the other reason that it always looks nicer when you do that, if you stick to it consistent, is that you stick to more consistent tension when you do that. That's one of the reasons that I like English a little bit better, I think, is that when I'm doing Danish and I go all in one way and then all in back, I can see that
it looks so much better on the back.
Yes, but on the front, the bottom legs will frequently have a slightly different tension than the top legs. And when you go English, your bottom top legs.
Yeah, because the project I'm working on, the 2 past projects I've worked on have all not have consistent fill-ins at all. It's all confetti or a sampler style. Yeah. And so I've been watching myself just blow it.
Oh, no,
blow it. But you know what I mean. When you're trying to
do something.
Do it, and then you're like, ooh. did it again. I switched it. I have in a good formation.
I usually do, I mean, when I'm doing straight up fill, I usually do Danish.
Yeah, fill for Danish for sure.
For sure.
For sure. Except for when you're so screwed, when you have a major fill-in and you're using a variegated floss. And you're like...
Yeah. Well, that's Owl Forest. That's like their entire, every single pattern.
So frustrating. I hate a chunk of fill that has variegated floss.
I don't mind it.
Because I'm like, how bad would it be if I just...
You know, I've done it.
Freaking Dutch this
actually,
out.
it looks kind of cool. What you get are top legs that are blue and bottom legs that are pink, and that can look really neat.
Okay.
I'm gonna show it one more time. It's beautiful. So hopefully next time I show this to you guys, autumn will be finished. And then I have winter to do. Winter is gonna be my piece that is the smallest because I've already done the center section of it, and it's got the small border on the top, and it also got very few leaves. So. And I will be done with this one probably, I think, in February.
I feel like I need to get myself frustrated enough by seeing this that I will bring it out again. So I'm glad that I'm sick of seeing it, but I'm glad
it's beautiful.
That you're moving along because that'll make me annoyed.
Well, I want to do...
And hopefully I get annoyed enough.
I love doing a big monotone pattern like this, and I think I want to do the Kingfisher by Long Dog samplers, which has got all sorts of references to Arthurian legends in it.
Love.
And it's really pretty. I don't think I want to do it strictly monotone. I think I want to do it probably with different pirate and robin flosses that I pull, and I want to pull colors from water lilies and trouts. And so have like grays, browns, blues, and greens.
And she has a lot of good ones.
And she has a lot of good ones in those colors.
Yeah, she does.
So. But that is another one of the 10,000 big projects I want to do.
I know. I have some big boys too.
Okay. It feels good though to get.
What do I got? So last time I went and visited Denise, I picked this bad boy up because I heard the attic girls and Jean gooing over it, and so I had to have it. It's Regina Haible, and it's the attic. Well, we're going to go to the attic. It's just a matter of time. With thy needle and thread. I want to go when Katie's teaching, so that I can go bug her.
You know, honestly, one of the reasons I just want to be able to look up close at her work and figure out how she's doing.
I want to look at her face. She has like perfect skin and hair.
I don't even know what to say
She's
about how
perfect.
creepy that is.
Her stitching's perfect. She's perfect. I just think she's a goddess in...
It's fair.
Okay.
She is.
Okay.
All right,
so I got, when I was visiting Denise, I got all the supplies for this. So I got...
You whipped this out.
Picture This Plus is what she carries in Zweigart. So I got Picture This Plus. It's called Murmur. And then I went through that bucket, bin.
She has a bin of offcuts because she'll cut you anything, but then she saves the scraps and sells them for cheap.
No, bin of 103s.
Gotcha.
That she is hiding.
Did you get your pink?
I haven't gone back yet. I need to go back, but I'm waiting to go back to finish something because I want to show her. So this is a full me conversion because this is done in, I think it's all done in DMC, it looks like. So, but it's good because some people, I like when they do this, when they also write what it is. Like, they'll write, like, dark, gray, light, yellow, beige, dark. Like, they gave a good thing. So I kind of just pulled it, and then I plopped it on this. And then I'll show you my new setup for that. But
this was so exciting, your setup, the day you put all the things in.
It's really cool. I'll show you.
It's very satisfying.
Okay, so this is her. She is all done. I just need to iron her up and then get her framed. But she is so beautiful, and I loved her. There's my little initials and 24 I put on there, and then that pretty rose and the birdies. Anyways, that was super fun. And it's my first, like, major alphabet sampler, which I love. And the Murmur was really pretty. And I'm definitely going to cut this off and use it for something else.
It is really pretty.
So she's done and gorgeous and muted and perfect.
I just noticed your t-shirt. We are different people.
Yeah, the tiny Santa hat.
I tried to make Caroline wear a tiny Santa hat.
Isn't that a good shirt? Okay. Yes, so I am so obsessed with this, and I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I think she's going to be gorgeous on my wall, and she matches my house, and I put a lot of little extra light blue in her.
That fabric is just the palest pink, and it's so pretty.
I know, because I want to be a Delph goddess, and like Wedgwood, Delphi, bluey princess.
In the Celine Dion shirt.
In my house.
That's perfect.
But yeah, so she's so cute and perfect. And I loved her. And I had so much fun. I am concerned, I think I talked about this before, I am concerned about
the framing on
the
like,
framing
the
with
line.
these straight lines. I've heard that's a nightmare for people. But yeah, see, you can see on the back. I'm not there yet, Katie. But I'm working on it. I'm in progress.
Your backs really genuinely have gotten so much tighter.
So much better.
Yeah.
It's better than it was. I'll show you.
We'll do our whip break. I'm curious though if you're finding that there's any. So I keep my backs clean because I think it's a fun problem to solve. But also I find that it makes it easier to correct mistakes, and I'm wondering if you found that benefit. It's easier to pick out when the threads are not crossing so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's a nightmare, and I want to get better.
Yeah. I won't try to teach you though. I know better.
No. My learning process has to be learned through trial and error, or I don't enjoy it.
Mine is through extensive research, and then I usually lie on my back somewhere outside with my eyes closed and do it in my head for a few hours before I do it with my hands.
See, I need to have the whole process and all the mistakes in my brain to make it enjoyable. Fair. Okay, go.
Okay. Let me pull a needle and show you. The next one I'm working on is the Nutcracker. And
oh my god, that is looking
box
so good.
Upstairs, so I can't show you guys the pictures.
That dress.
Aimee, do you mind running?
No.
It's right underneath the end table that I was sitting at with the cat.
Yeah.
So here's the stitching.
There is a GGR that has this type of stitching that I am obsessed with.
It's a beautiful pattern. This is Owl Forest. I know Owl Forest is not always your thing.
No,
but
it's not.
This is a beautiful pattern. So here's what I have so far. There's Clara and the beginning of the Nutcracker. So that you can see my process, I'll show you the back. You can see that I used a lot of Danish in that dress, but then went back to English. The thing that I'm experimenting with, here's the picture. It's a small picture, I'm sorry. But there you go. I'll give you a little context for where I'm at. You don't have to stare in the camera, you're sitting next to me. So what I'm trying to learn how to do with this, and I'm very excited about, is that I am making the variegation in the Nutcracker's outfit follow where the garment lines, the seams would be if it was a real garment.
Oh, that's fun.
So you can see how I've got a diagonal variegation stitch pattern on here, and then it will go straight across his chest and then diagonally down his lines, his legs, and diagonally or straight, so that it's how fabric would actually look, like if he was wearing a variegated fabric and he was in motion. And I'm trying to bring some of that sense of motion into this piece by how I'm controlling the variegation, and to make it just a little bit more, I don't say lifelike, but to nod to the fact that it's a ballet and that's all about motion and movement.
It's beautiful.
So just to make this character less static.
This variegation already on his outfit is just so exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So then the next part is that this will become half of his jacket, and so I'll follow the line of his body, and then the other half, and down his chest, and extending into his leg.
I can't wait. I love this negative space.
Yeah, the negative
stitching.
space in the dress I really appreciate. So one of the things that I appreciate about Owl Forest in general is that they have really a limited color palette. And part of the way that the pieces get away with looking as intricate as they do without doing any shading, which is kind of nice, and they still giving you a lot of that picture stitching, is that they use negative space really effectively, and they just used a limited color palette very thoughtfully and intentionally.
Yes.
And I appreciate that when I want to do different colors, but I don't want to be bogged down in something that's got 25 different shades of green, which will look beautiful and picture like when it's done, and also is really difficult to do if you've got a million people talking to you, or you're trying. I did this at a wrestling competition, a wrestling tournament, there's no way that I could do something with 75 colors or something on 40 count.
Yeah.
In the bleachers while people are screaming.
This kind of stitching makes me think about the transition that I experienced, because I used to paint exclusively in acrylic.
Yeah.
And I loved it because it's full coverage. You're covering, you're doing, you go.
You don't have to
it,
layer.
You cover. Like there's no, it's gone.
And it does what you tell it to.
And then
the watercolor class?
Jumped into her watercolor class, and going from an acrylic brain to a watercolor brain.
Oh, that is such a trip.
Is reverse everything you know and only think in negative space.
Well, and what's so much of watercolor, like it's not going to do, it's like almost like a partnership between you and your environment, because it's going to be affected, how it behaves, how it spreads and moves to the paper has to do with the temperature, it has to do with the humidity, it has to do with your brushes and so much more than acrylic.
And thinking about the negative space before you start.
Yeah, once you start, you can't.
Yeah, no, and so I feel like that's how it is kind of with variegated threads for me too.
It's very interesting.
So I want to tell you guys the other thing, the reason that I'm loving Al Forest as a mom right now is that I'm going to hold up the back for you because I'm going to hold up the chart. But all of the charts come printed in two versions, the big version, and then in a separate version where individual motifs, I will just flash this at you real quick, are put into little pieces that you can cut out and pin to your embroidery. So that then when I'm sitting in the stands at the wrestling match, I've got you pin it, just a little straight pin. It sits right there. It goes in the bag. It goes out the bag. It goes in the bag. It goes out the bag. Oh God, a kid is coming towards me covered in food in the bag. And I'm not having to manage my chart separately.
That is nice.
And it's done really thoughtfully for like every motif in the entire sampler, 2 printings, and one of them is already divided up into easy to cut out pieces that you can pin to your fabric. And it's fantastic. Yeah, it's like when you've got the little pattern reader on the Lowry stand, and it's so nice because it's right there, but it's mobile. And I really appreciate it. And it's all in color too. The second printing is all in that same high quality color. So it's one of the reasons I love them. Also, strongest magnets I've never had on a needle minder. I don't know what they're doing.
The first ones.
Yeah, but it's actually kind of a problem because I'll put it in my sewing bag and then all the needles and scissors will just and they're stuck to it, and I'm constantly having to like pry them off.
Russian magnets.
It's great.
We need to figure out the Russian magnet situation.
I like it so much I've started stealing
American magnets are trash.
I've just started buying. I have a bunch of those rare earth ones, the little round ones, and I've been using them instead of needle minders because they work so
better. Yeah, I don't know what it is about these
Russian
magnets we're getting
are working really good
here, but not impressed.
No.
Okay. My next project is a project I did not think I was going to do.
Ooh.
But I ordered something, I'll talk about that in a second, and it didn't come with everything I needed, unfortunately. So I ended up projectless for a hot second, and I remembered that I got something from Denise because she stitched it, and I was like, well, I want it too then if you stitched it.
Is this I can tell from the paper who made the pattern.
Yeah, so this is lavender and lace.
I love that you're doing this.
I know. Well, Denise showed me hers, and she was like...
Is this the one that was done on like transparent cloth?
She has seen one on transparent cloth. You probably were with me when I bought this, though. But then she showed me hers.
She showed me one time one that was on transparent cloth.
Yeah, there's a couple up at the across from the couch.
And there was like everybody was looking at it, and I kept being like, Can I see it?
She's like,
can I see? No. And everybody else got to look at it, and then she just put it underneath the counter, and I was like, but
I know we all want more attention from Denise. We
I
can't all get it.
I wanted to look at the piece and see how it was made, so I could make it.
But she made it, so I wanted to make it, and it's called Tea Garden, and it's 3 flowers. I brought down a picture, but it's dinky, and I always lose it, so I probably lost it, but it does exist.
Do you remember our first Floss Tube?
Oh, here it is.
Like long, quiet periods where we're looking for things.
This is the 3 charts you get with it, and I had from the Hands Across the Sea roses that I did the last project, I had a bunch of these type of colors, and I told Denise that, and she said, you don't have enough.
Did you, so when you did
So then I didn't do it, but then...
When you did the Hands Across the Sea, one of the things we were really surprised by was that a lot of the deep tones and the shades were actually navy blue.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do that with this?
No.
No.
No. I did not, but...
Oh, I love how, I mean, it would be very excruciating to stitch, but if you look, they've gone through in a cream and just filled in around it. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah. It is not charted like that, though.
It's not?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve of mine.
So, since I got this one, I got a bunch more 103s because I was planning on doing a different project. So then I ended up with a bunch of red. So then I had enough to do this. So I just kind of matched it ish with my 103s and then went to town.
I love the little violets so much. Are you going to do the violets?
I'm going to do all of them in between probably projects because it was really fun.
Are you going to put them on one piece or are you going to frame them like they did here in 3 separate frames?
I think I'm going to frame them individually because I don't think it's going to happen all at once.
I like that.
Okay, so here I am right now. Okay, major issues with my conversion right now is I have these 2 big pink blobs that did not turn out.
They don't look cohesive.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So I am going to have to futz with it a little bit more and pull out some, but I am happy with the rest of it. Just these areas need to get futzed with. But the rest of my conversion worked out pretty on point, I think.
I have a question. When you're doing these conversions, when I'm doing them, I try to think about how I would mix the paint color. Is that part of your process?
Well, to be honest, I had to because some of these are plus this, plus that, plus this, plus that to make some of these.
Oh, they're blended threads.
Yeah, so
and you're not going to blend
and I
on
was doing 1 over 2, so I couldn't blend the threads, so I am trying to put the 2 colors together and then find a medium happy.
Are the 2 unstitched spaces, is that in the chart? Or is that a choice that you made?
No, those aren't finished.
Oh, it's just not quite finished.
It's not, the conversion has not been, I wasn't happy with those light pinks, and so I kind of just backed off.
Yeah, they're a little orangey.
Yeah, I was going to finish doing the greens, and then I was going to come back to it after I saw it all together. But the greens are turning out perfection. I'm very happy with the greens I have. These pinks, I am not done or so satisfied yet.
It needs to come down just a smidge.
But I don't even know if I have. I think I used all the pinks that I pretty much have.
So we need to go to Denise and go through her box.
Yeah, or I'm gonna bug Acorn and Thread because they're my providers at this moment for my 103 situation.
Oh my god, I want to do a project on 103s now.
It's so fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
Okay, you can go.
I'll show you my not cross stitch project. Here is my, talked about this quite a bit last time. About
Wait.
materials.
I want to show you how bad this is.
Oh, it's not.
Well, so that I can see if I'm progressing later in life.
That's fair.
Okay, there's my back.
It looks pretty good.
I mean, it's a complete disaster in where I want.
But it's like full coverage right there.
Right, this is my first full coverage.
Yeah.
So documentation of my first full coverage in hopes of not being complete garbage someday.
Do you want me to tell you anything?
No. I want it to look reversible though.
No, it's reversible with full coverage is really difficult. Because
That's okay.
Because you're always going to have the pieces that go underneath it.
I have a long life.
That's fair. Well, what I'm saying, what am I going
to do in old folks' home, Elizabeth?
So first of all, if you go into Stitch Bank, how you actually do reversible cross stitch, there is a method to it. You can't do it over 1. You have to do it over 2 because it involves doing half cross stitches and hiding the half crosses underneath other legs.
Okay.
Not all patterns work for it. Literally, you cannot do it on all patterns. It's only some patterns that stitch is possible on. And it has to be the right thread. It has to be the right fabric. It has to be the right pattern.
It's possible.
I have spent hours.
Well, not enough.
Okay, you do it. You show me how
I will. I'm
do.
gonna do it.
Here's what you want to do. 2 stitches next to each other and make it fully reversible.
Okay.
Okay.
It might take years.
Yeah.
What else are we gonna do with our lives, Elizabeth?
I mean,
this is what we're gonna do.
that's fair. It probably is. At this point. Well, and then I don't know.
Okay.
So this is, I had a really cozy day, you guys. I decided I was going to watch, so Friday's my day off. Have I told you guys this? Friday is my day off. I do not labor on Fridays. If my children come and they ask me for something, I look at them and I say, it's Friday. And they go, oh, mommy's day off. We eat leftovers. We eat takeout. Somebody else cooks. I do not labor on Fridays.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's so wonderful.
Okay.
And I mean, you know, I still obviously, like, I do bedtime and I do support. Like,
No,
I'm not.
No, I think you should make it a goal that they need to get themselves in bed on Fridays.
I mean,
Mommy doesn't labor on Fridays.
Mommy comes in and, like, kisses you goodnight and sings to you. But, which is not labor, obviously.
Not labor, that's love.
Exactly. But what I'm not going to do is fold your pajamas or find them for you. You're going to find your own pajamas that night.
Yeah, and I think that's fair just on Friday.
Just on Friday. Yeah, Friday I didn't work. So I decided I was going to watch the worst Netflix Christmas movies I could find. Which were the Lindsay Lohan
You
movie.
did?
Do not recommend.
How is that new facelift, you guys?
Okay, so she looks gorgeous.
She looks better than she has.
She looks gorgeous.
Years.
But the movie had my least favorite brand of humor, which is awkward. Like everything is awkward and it's more awkward and it's getting more and more awkward and oh God, it's so horrible, it's so awkward, and I can't find the humor in that. I just sit there and have
like the secondhand embarrassment.
And I'm just like, and it's happening in public and her mother-in-law is there. No, it was not my thing. But I watched it for you.
Thank you.
Her
face
looks great. And then I watched Merry Gentleman, which is about a small town girl who comes home from the big city and saves her parents' bar by starting a male dance review, which involves
Coyote Ugly style.
Yeah, it doesn't involve a lot of shirts for sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
And actually kind of loved it.
Mike situation.
Yeah, basically. But it's kind of fun because it hits all the tropes of a Hallmark movie, but in a way that is so not Hallmark movie, so it's tongue in cheek. And then I watched Hot Frosty.
Everyone's talking about this
Hot
movie.
Frosty.
Oh, we were talking about that with Beck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
Rebecca
like,
from
I keep
Beck's
hearing
Sisters.
this. I haven't watched it yet.
So it's I mean, Frosty the Snowman comes to life, but he's like really hot.
Hot babe.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, I've got to do these construction projects, but I'm a snowman, so even though it's snowing
But
outside, I
I'm a
better take my
snowman.
shirt off.
Christmas is spicy this year.
It is. Well, Netflix Christmas is spicy.
Okay.
And I did that and worked on the tea towel because I am working on my Christmas decorations for my kitchen, which is going to be Nutcracker themed. So here are my 2 Nutcrackers.
Oh, cute.
My kids picked out all the colors. They told me what goes where.
Oh, it's so sparkly.
Yeah, so and then I'm all pulling from I have a box of thread, of like really low quality thread that I use for experiments and for learning. And that's what I'm pulling from for this. And it has a really low quality metallic thread that I got off Amazon a billion years ago. And I did a satin stitch in it and that was terrible. These are the world's tiniest buttonhole stitches up there. And then the rest of it is all, there's little French knots in the boots. And other than that, it's a stem stitch. And I love it. It's got that like really classic mid-century.
What do you do with these?
You hang it up in where you would put a tea towel in.
Like on your oven?
On your oven.
Okay.
And then you make it very clear to everyone that you will murder them if they
Actually put the peanut butter and jelly all over.
Yeah. Or as I tell them, I will jettison you into the sun.
Okay.
Which my kids think is funny. So, and then you can also tell, because I use different needles for different stitches, there's like 45 needles all over it.
Oh, that's fun.
So that they're right there when I need them. And yeah, so this is going really well.
And did you iron this on yourself?
Yeah, this is an iron-on transfer. It's a iron-on transfer onto a cotton tea towel. And with stash threads, this is a $2 project.
Very fun.
$2, maybe $3, depending on if I want to get fancy. I'm really struggling with the gold thread because it's not braided, which means that it's very, very splitty, and it's really not designed for this type of embroidery. But it's what I had, and it's also like the shiniest.
It is shiny.
And with Christmas, that's really what you want. So there you go. I'm particularly proud of how good his shoulders look. I'm gonna show that to you guys. And then I'll show you, you have to be also extra careful with your backs when you do the stitching because this is a very translucent fabric. But there's the back.
I've been dealing with this. The threads that go all the way across your project
Yeah.
trying to stop doing that.
So the way that I deal with that is like if I want to go from here to there, I weave it underneath the threads that are already there.
Okay.
The problem
So
with
you
that,
don't have to restart
so nothing
it.
ever goes. Yeah, you don't have to restart it to do a jump.
Because I started restarting them.
I know.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that.
You just weave it through.
You just weave it through. So like you can see this line. We've got peach on this side of the face, peach on this side of the face, and mine actually goes peach. It gets woven all through the hat and then peach back down. And that way your back stays tidy and it doesn't have any visible jumps. But there you go. And then the other thing is a waist knot start. I find is really, really a useful one for this type of stitching.
Okay, so see that jump?
Yeah, so if you weave it up through here and then over and just tuck it right underneath those other stitches.
Okay.
And it only takes a couple seconds. Actually, it's faster than restarting it. You're not going to get it perfectly.
Well, because you know what I was doing?
You'll see the weaving underneath when you look at the back, but you will not see it from the front. And you'll be able to unpick it really easily.
Okay, so what I was doing instead, your way is smarter, but what I was doing for these jumps, so we're talking about, see that line right there, that jump, because I didn't want to restart that thread. What I was doing, or my little go around for it, was I was jumping and then finishing out the stitches, and then when I started a new color, I was making sure that I was stitching, and then I cut them.
Yeah.
So I know they're secured, but then I didn't have to restart every time.
Yeah, that is one way that people do it.
That's one way.
But
I think that's a better way.
I get nervous about that because I can't always ensure that I've got enough pieces.
I don't always do it, and then I cut them and then go, oh, shoot.
So the downside to doing this, and I've got a good example in this one, is that I originally did his hat in red and blue, and then my children were like, no, that is the green and blue hat. But because I had woven that skin into the brim, when I cut out the red, I had to take out the peach as well. And so when they're interconnected like that, they're interconnected like that.
Yes.
And it's a mixed bag. The other thing that you can do, I'll show you what I'm doing with... I'm doing it with this guy a little bit. Did I? No, I chose not to do it with that one. If you've got two parallel lines and you know you don't want to have like a big gap, but you also know you're going to fill in between those parallel lines in another color, if you do them first, then when you stitch over, your big stitches will get obscured. They'll get covered up and tacked down. So you can, strategically choose a stitch path that is going to secure your big jump threads later.
Yeah. Okay. Plan. I have a plan. Okay, so I am done with my whips because I am doing one project at a time. But I do want to show you my new setup for threads because it's going to be really quick and I think it's really cool. And I got it all on Amazon and it's working really well for my 103s. Okay, so here is my setup now. And I keep this on my table and this is how I keep it. Just like this. And this is the 5-tier Amazon jewelry box, and I got this idea. I think I was watching Nicola from Hands Across the Sea. She was recommending this box, and I found it on Amazon. And then this is also from Amazon. It's a 3-tier wood doweled, let's see, little bajigger. It's probably $12. I think this was $20. So what I do for my project is I put all my threads that I'm using on this bad boy, and then this stays out on top. So when I start stitching, I just put this on my little table and then I work off my pulled threads, and then the rest of my threads are in this bad boy and they look gorgeous.
They fit perfectly. There was a cheer that went up when she put them in and we realized how perfect
they all fit so pretty.
I'm
This one isn't as organized yet because I haven't gone through, and I got a bunch of new ones because I ordered. That's not that. There's just the rest of it. I ordered a project from Hobby House and I was so excited and it was so fancy and it came with all the 103s and the fabric and I was looking forward to it so much. And they came and I got all my beautiful new threads which are in my box, and I got my beautiful tabby cat linen. Let me show you how pretty it is. Oh, it's gorgeous. And it's 40 count. And it's so pretty. And I was so excited to start it. And then I was digging through the bag. And it had nothing else in it. And I realized that it didn't come with the pattern. Which I should have known. Because it said as much. And I very soon realized after a little interneting that it was an exclusive for Hobby House from Hands Across the Sea, and the pattern has been sold out. So I am SOL with all of my fun stuff until it gets released someday.
It was a big evening for us. It was a big evening.
You know, Megan and Rebecca were trying to help too.
We all tried.
Everyone tried.
Everyone was there.
It was a.
Everyone tried.
I sent an email. Megan made a post.
If Megan can't find it,
Megan can find everything.
Yeah.
that's
Megan's
it.
scary.
It's over. You need to just move on with your life, which I am doing very gracefully. Very gracefully. I am moving on. And I'm going to wait for it to get released. And I'm not going to be a brat about it. Even though I did email them and they didn't email me back. And I think they were just like, girl, no.
You can't have it.
It's not for you.
Sorry.
So if you buy an exclusive, just make sure that that exclusive is not sold out.
And that you got all the parts.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll turn up eventually.
It will
It'll
be
be released at
released
some point.
someday.
Yeah. And then you'll be ready.
And I'm so ready for that day.
Can I show you my other bow?
Yes. Mm. Oh my gosh. I've been waiting for this. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
My cousins did the finish ring on it for me.
Oh my god, she did such a good job,
It's fun.
Elizabeth.
It's got a plaid back, and then it does have a secret pocket inside that matches those green lining. There, so you can see the pocket inside, so that as he gets older and he's got gift cards or money, we thought it would just be so nice to have a place to put those so that they don't get like lost in it. So it's big enough to put, a couple gift cards
my
or
God.
a check or something.
It's like the nicest stocking I've ever seen.
Elizabeth, she did such a good job.
She did such a good job. I could not be more pleased.
And what a fun thing that you all got
Also,
a little
yeah,
touch
all of us
in
got
it.
to work on it. So we have,
Mhm.
4 cousins, and
The
my
cutest
sister's the
memories.
mom, and then the other 3 cousins made this for the
Oh
baby.
my gosh, it just turned out so beautiful. It's so sophisticated.
It is, and that's one of the things I really appreciate. When I was originally talking with my sister about picking patterns, I wanted to pick like cutie pie mice that were baking, and she was like, let's give him something that he can have in his house as a grown-up.
What's his sign?
He's born in October.
I don't know.
I'll find you the exact time, date, and location of his birth.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that's
I know.
important.
Is he a Libra or Scorpio?
Well, I was
Or
like,
is that
this is a
anything?
Taurus stocking. This is a fancy man.
And then one of the things I like too, if he ever has a sibling, there's another Cranberry and Pines pattern that's done in the style of a band sampler. So they will match but not be matchy.
Wow.
And I'll do that if that happens.
Wow.
If it doesn't or if it does.
I am
either way.
jealous of this baby.
So
He's probably not a
and then
baby
my cousins
anymore.
did such a good job picking out. He's one.
He's one.
Picking out the fabric too. I love this. I think it's beautiful and it's masculine.
Oh my god.
And it's just gonna be.
And you can just tell that it's hand stitched.
Oh yeah, no, they sat there and made paper
Oh
piece
my
patterns
gosh.
for it, and
you can just tell that it is
stitched it
made with
beautifully.
like so much intention. It's just
and
so sweet.
and honestly, between the 2 of them, so much skill too.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I'm hoping I'm gonna be doing Christmas stockings for my family, and I'm hoping that they will show me how they finished it, because I'm not gonna ask them to finish 8. I know that this is a lot of work. I need to go on that journey myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that is,
There
if
you
we
go.
could do,
It's finished. There you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you in your things you need to show?
That's it. That's everything I worked on. I know I usually have a lot more, but you know what else I have? I finished my Christmas shopping and wrapped it.
Okay, so I only have my next project plans, and I don't even think that's important because we are going to be doing the stitch and ditch soon, and I'm going to be kitting up these projects as I'm throwing
As we're doing
away
it?
my old ones too. So I think we should have
Let's-
Aimee come in. This is going to be part of
Okay, okay.
I'm working on getting this organized.
I've got my shepherd's bush patterns.
She's talking about this. That's laying out.
Yeah.
This is the Long Dog Siege of Bunny Castle. I did pull this out because I have a pack of Roxy floss that was for a different pattern that I will not be doing anymore, and I'm gonna see if I know I have a lot of moving parts for this stitch and ditch.
You're
Um,
taking this really seriously.
I am.
Yeah.
I am very much working on getting myself
I
organized.
think that
for
is
that.
crazy. Like it's so hard for me to let go of projects.
So I'm
what
gonna
if I
go.
want it in 20 years?
Well, I might throw them away. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Like I said, I'm planning on doing. My husband's been learning to cross stitch, and so we got a fistful of shepherd's bush patterns because there are 8 people in my family, and I'm just gonna kind of hold them up here so you guys can see them. But our plan is for both of us to stitch on all of these, so the kids get a stocking that's sewn by their mother and by their father. And we're gonna start doing those soon. The one thing I wanted to say about these, big thank you to Megan the Seattle Stitcher and to Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything, because at first I couldn't find, these are done on 18 count linen, 1/2 with pearl cotton, so they're like big, right, which is, so they should go fast, which is one of the reasons that Justin and I picked them, because we have to do 8. I couldn't find the fabric. Megan found the fabric. She's amazing. And then Rebecca was like, have you really thought about how big
Yeah, because
these
she
will be?
literally stitches everything. She
She
had
one,
Yeah.
and she pulled it out, and she's like, "This is on 20, and it's still gigantic." And I was like, "I don't want to buy enough stocking stuffers
I'm not gonna fill those.
to fill something that
Well, especially
big."
as they get older, because it's harder to have the little, bits and bobs.
I put magazines in them.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
and then the other thing is we have a local joke shop, and the joke shop.
We
will
do?
sell- yeah, I told you should come with me to get stocking stuffers, because what they do is they sell these big, huge brown grocery bags that they've put just random stuff in, and you don't get to see what's inside, but it's just $20.
That sounds like a lot of crap.
It's surprisingly not, because it's like surprisingly high quality stuff.
Okay,
So
all right.
like my very
I
favorite
trust
thing
you.
that we ever got was a Jane Austen like action figure, and I gave it to my daughter who was reading Jane Austen, and it was perfect.
That is perfect. That's
But
cute.
also we've got like lots of boxes of silly Band-Aids. I love a box of silly Band-Aids. Like, perfect. We got ham flavored candy canes one time. Disgusting. They loved it. Hamdy canes, they were called.
That's so gross.
But yeah, I'm excited for this project. I think I'm going to do it on 20 count, still with the pearl cotton, because I want to do it 1/2. I want to keep it fast, and I'm going to get the charm packs. But Justin and I have really been enjoying, these are simple patterns for the most part, they're primitive style, and we've been enjoying talking about modifying them in small ways to make them personal to each kid too.
I love that.
So, taking a place where
There's
they've
a
got,
lot of thought that's gone into who's
Yeah.
getting what pattern,
getting what
and why
pattern
they're
and-
getting it.
how can we take this little border and put that kid's favorite fruit in it instead of a flower, or
So cute. I love it.
I'm done. That's everything. That's all I have. It's
Oh,
all
So I'm the
Aimee.
only one who has anything else. So all I have are just some ornaments I've been stitching.
You said just some ornaments, like they're not like beautiful.
I will say, this is the craftiest thing I've ever done in my life. There was glue. There are beads.
And tiny clamps.
So many clamps. Yeah, there was a glue up situation. Okay, I will first show this one because it's from the Jingle Ball. So I did.
Did you do
hello.
the beading on the side, or is that from a trim?
No, I did it. I beaded all of this. Okay. So this is Hello from Liz
Bigger than I
Matthews
thought.
Woodland Star Pillow.
You made your first tiny pillow.
I made a tiny
Made a tiny
pillow.
pillow.
I hand stitched it because I couldn't deal with the sewing machine. And then I did the kit. So I didn't use the fabric that she put in there because I had this other fabric that I was excited to use from when we went to the quilting store.
Oh my god.
And then she put these little glass beads in and then showed us how to do the little scalloping. And then this little patch she included, it had like raw edges. So I bent them over and sort of stitched them. I don't know if you can see what I did there.
Dude, this would be a good loose tooth.
But then, yeah, so
It would be a good
but then
tooth
I
pillow.
left it as a little pocket because it is where I closed the hole in the back. But I mean, you can feel it, but you really can't see it. And so I thought, oh, well, that'd be cute to stick something in there. But yeah, this is my little Woodland Star pillow.
Can I touch it?
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Yeah,
So part of the instructions in the class, so I did the class, and one of the instructions in the class was to stuff the pillow first before you put the beads on. So I did that, and I had a terrible time of it. So I ended up pulling like 90% of the stuffing out and just leaving a little bit in, and then I stitched it, and then I restuffed it. But I think I even stuffed it the way you're supposed to, where you're supposed to take little tiny pieces and like put them in, and I had a stick.
Yeah.
And I would
Is it
shove
a
the
pencil?
stick.
I like a pencil because the eraser grips a little bit better.
Well, so she put a stick in there, which was basically like what is it? The skewers that you eat.
Yeah, barbecue skewer.
Yeah. Are you?
Caroline is dying. She's just. I'm gonna do a dramatic Caroline reenactment.
It's this. It's these little stitches that your daughter is just gonna be like, my mom.
She wants
did
it.
this.
Yeah, she wants that. But I think I'm gonna give it. I have somebody in mind that is going to be getting it. I don't.
It's me.
Just in case.
And I'm gonna be like, Aimee did this. So Amy's fingers.
Anyway, I made a pillow.
It's so cute.
Okay. So this is another thing I made. This pattern is from CloudsFactory. I did make this one for my daughter. So CloudsFactory has a pattern that is just the characters from Frozen. And
Where did you get the little wood block? That's so cute.
I got it from Michael's. It's a little wood block. I wrote a little message for my daughter. I'm gonna just kind of keep that off screen.
This is the best Floss Tube ever.
I put freaking beads on this. This is the first thing I've ever put beads
Aimee
on.
has been very
anti-bead.
All she's talked about is how much she can't stand
I know.
beads.
But then my mom gave me this box of beads from her beading fixation, and I was like, well, I'm gonna use these, and so now there's like little snowflakes all over it.
And now
do you want
she's
to-
just the bead queen.
Do you want me to teach you how to do the traditional bead and embroidery?
I'm not there yet.
You are?
I'm not there yet. No. I mean, like, I don't want to yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I feel like maybe I could, but I'm still in this.
She did Elsa's little dress and beads.
That's Anna, babe.
Or Anna. Sorry, look at her dress.
I know. I backstitched little, like, yeah. I know.
Oh my god.
I love how I was so worried.
She did her hair with the little ribbon.
My daughter, my daughter said Anna has a white streak in her hair. So I looked at a picture of Anna and I took a white, light, like an ecru colored thread, and I
you put it right
threaded it
there.
through her braid.
Braided it through her hair.
So it would look like it was braided through. So it's exactly.
Good job. Oh, and you matched your thread to your beads. Good job.
Oh my
Well
god.
done. You did a good job. You have been like the attention to detail. You guys are not going to be able to see because this is the kind of thing that you can only see when you're like, and she hit it.
I'll try to take a picture and
cute.
post
It's
my
beautiful.
ornaments.
I love it.
Is she still in an Elsa phase?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so this is
Yeah.
gonna hit hard.
I mean, it's yes. So she already has it. She was too excited, and so was I.
Such a little celebration of who she is as a person now too, and then you get to keep that when she's an adult.
And she's so in like honestly, she's just in her magic era, and so
that's
she
so fun.
deserves to have a magical little thing.
I want more.
next
There's
one.
more
Okay.
in here.
All right, so these I'll
You
do
are
2
killing me with
ones that are
these.
a little bit more underwhelming, and then I'll save my other one for last. Okay,
I don't want to look
so
at it.
these are small. These are just little smalls. This is like those quirky Quakers from Darling and Whimsy. I have a little snowman that I stitched. I'm not sure. I feel like I want to put something around the edge. Oh, I got these. These are like laser cut from Etsy. I got these.
Are they meant for
A
this?
bunch of them. Yeah, and you just put it. It comes with the wood
And it
piece.
pops it in, or
You
what?
pop it in. You kind of. I just glue
Does it
this
hold
right onto
the
the wood
tension on
piece.
it?
Yeah,
Oh
if
my
you stitch
God,
it,
that's
if you
cool.
pull it, yeah, for sure. Like this one, or no, yeah. This is another one that's on it. I'll show you in the next one. But yeah, I think I can't remember if I laced it or glued it. I might have glued it,
That's so cool.
but yeah. And then this is another Darling and Whimsy. I got this frame just from Michael's. I think there were like 3 of them for $10.
Are you gonna do a cross stitch Christmas?
Oops. It's a,
I've
give-
been
yeah.
telling Justin
That's really fun.
when I've got my own room for crafting, when some of the kids start moving out, which is going to start happening soon, I want to have a cross stitch Christmas tree.
yeah.
It seems like the cool thing to do.
Have a second Christmas, a
A
smaller
lot
one
of
in my
people
craft
have
room.
the Halloween Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And this little tree is a Darling and Whimsy Quirky Quaker too. I just did that actually did that in Pirate Robin silks. 2 of them are Pirate Robin. One of them is a Gloriana. I did Oregon Loves You for the green.
These
And
are
then
so
I
stinking
did
cute.
Ruby for the red.
How long did it take you to stitch this? I'm so bad about picking
What
projects that are
count is
giant.
This took like
Is
a
that
day.
20?
This is a
Oh.
20 count
Oh.
Ada.
It's so pretty.
That took, and Megan sent me the Ada. So
Oh, it's
yeah,
good.
I guess barely exist without Megan at this point.
Thanks, Megan.
Thank you,
Thank
Megan.
you, Megan. How are you? So much younger than us and so much our mother.
Amazing. Yeah, but that one I'll show it again so you can see the Pirate and Robin, the variegation from the
Oh, in the tree, yeah.
Oregon Loves You. But
It's the glass
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it
And
by
the-
the glare.
the red, I just love that red color from her.
That's just so pretty.
Yeah.
Well done. All right, let's see your last one.
Oh my
Okay.
god, I can tell this is good.
Okay, this is my favorite.
More than the pillow?
Yeah. I just love the pattern, and I just like, yeah. Okay. So this one is Barbara Anna. It's called Holy Night, and yeah,
Those
I don't know. I
reindeer.
stitched it, and I'm obsessed with the Santa. I'm
I know, we're
obsessed
all
with
like-
like the snow. Okay, and then
My Christmas talent.
I have to tell you guys how I did this border, because I know you can see a little bit of glue, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover that up or not. I don't know what I'm going to do. But so basically, I was at the store and I was looking for like finishing stuff, and they had next to nothing.
You
So-
cannot see glue.
So this was a ribbon that was like this wide and had
You
this stuff on the
folded it.
edges.
You are bananas.
So and had this white stuff around the edges. So you hold it up so they can see, and then I'll give it right back to you. This around the edge. Okay, so that was on both sides. So I cut it, and then I snipped it so that I could fold it in at so that it would fold into a circle, a smaller circle, and then to get the glue, as I glued it, and then to get it to stick, I just had clips all the way around it. And I think that's what
That was a fun picture.
I sent
Oh,
you,
yeah.
because it was like a wheel of it drying. And then my husband does the woodworking, so he was like, "Do you have a glue up going on? Like, what are you doing?" I was like, "Babe, I glued."
It is so freaking cute. This is that negative space stuff I'm
The
talking
little
about
negative
right
space
now.
quakery
Yeah, I'm
bit
so
at the
into
bottom.
Gets
I
me
am
going.
obsessed with the tiny Santa. I'm obsessed with the tiny reindeer and
Look
the
at
little
the
back
little-
stitching for the reins.
The little nose.
Amy, are you having a Christmas moment?
Oh, for sure. I'm
A
stitching
crafty
another.
Christmas
Yes,
moment?
I'm absolutely having
Do
a crafty
you
Christmas.
want to wear the
I
tiny
know
hat?
that was for Caroline.
You can wear it though. I think maybe she doesn't deserve it.
I don't want to deserve it.
I actually had a sparkly Santa hat that I meant to bring after I saw Erica. Oh, you guys, has anybody watched Erica's
Yes.
Fiber and Floss Canada's 12
It's-
Days of Christmas Floss Tube?
it's so good.
So good. And she has a pattern.
It's good.
Really good.
She's
it's really
gonna
good.
be the
She's such a
next
star.
designer.
I know. She's like my Katie Strachan.
She is.
Yeah, I love
think
her
she's
so
my
much.
mom's Katie Strachan.
She every time
too.
she's on, like I end up sending you guys, "Did you see this? And she did this."
I know.
love it. I love her. Okay. I think that's it. That's all I have in my little bag of
Wow,
tricks.
that was really fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I did stuff.
I
I was
wish
crafty.
I wanna do so
This
many
is
ornaments
so
now.
crafty.
We are like, we're in it, you
We're crafting
guys.
so
This is
hard.
a good Floss Tube. I am really
Are you
enjoying
excited
it.
to watch it?
Yeah, I watch your favorite show.
That was fun.
I'm good. That's what I got. I'm not gonna show
Okay.
that one. I haven't really
I think
started
I
showing
can
it.
show,
Do you have something else?
I got something from Acorn and Thread that I think would be worth showing because they were really cool. And if you are looking for 103s, they are really good at getting it together for you. So I was having a hard time finding 103s near me, and I really only like to buy, if I can, I like to buy from a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
And I like to bring it in. She is the closest that I have to buying brick and mortar too. I love Hobby House because I just make a cart that's like this big, but they are in New York and Acorn and Thread is in Portland.
So our neighbors.
So
our sisters in, right?
I want to support the closest to me as possible,
Yeah.
obviously, for obvious reasons, because I want to go play and look at things. So I needed a project, and I found, okay, there's this chart by Hands Across the Sea that is so dense, and everyone knows it's the one that has the beehive in the center that is so dense.
That's so pretty. Though.
And I'm working myself up to that point. I am not there yet with my full coverage. Obviously, I'm trying to get better at it. But I saw that this says Blackberry Rabbit, but this is the old company of Fox and Rabbit.
Oh, this is sweet.
This is
one of your fancy birds.
Yeah, Fox and Rabbit used to be called Blackberry
I think
Rabbit.
it is really cool that instead of their bees being stripy, their beads are checkerboard. And I partially think that because Aimee and Caroline will attest, I'm kind of obsessed with checkerboard stitching. I think it is just about the funnest pattern that you can stitch.
Yeah, I'm excited. And it is a good size, and I will get that itch of that beehive that I'm not quite ready to do. It's called The Visitor, and I was looking online, and lo and behold, they had it in stock. And I was like, oh, perfect, because I am trying to build up my 103 collection anyway. So I got a hold of them and said, I want to do this in 103s. And they emailed me back and was like, you can't afford that. And I was like, I know. They didn't say that, but like, that was the vibe for sure. Because then I looked at it, and this is the Floss chart. It goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. I was shocked. I had no idea when I picked this out that it was this big of a
That's a lot.
list, and I do not want to buy that many 103s at a time. I'm trying to do this
You'll get it eventually.
reasonably.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, cool. Pick me 2 blues, 2 pinks, 2 greens, and 2 of the tan colors, and then a black and a white for the bees.
Are they our closest retailer of 103s?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we just have to go to Portland more.
Yes. And that's okay.
Yeah. And we go to Clyde. Oh,
And
you can't go to
they
Clyde.
were so good about that. They sent me pictures. They sent me anything you want to adjust in this colors. They picked them all out. They sent them against 3 different fabrics.
Oh.
They were just on
Oh.
it. I know. So good.
Ah.
So they sent me exactly what I asked for. They worked really hard to just kind of get the baseline in for me. And I said, I have a lot of light blues and a lot of light pinks, and I can do the fill in myself. Like, it'll be fine. Just get me what I need.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bones of this. And so they did that. Gorgeous. And then they got me
Is
this,
that the
which
tephra?
everyone is like losing their mind for. So they've nailed this too. This is the Cedar River linen that everyone is trying to get their hands on in tephra. So they have all the Cedar River linen too.
This is the fabric that we went and saw, and I was like, I want to do the Herb Garden, the Chatelaine,
In this.
And this, because it's like a parchment color, and then it doesn't photograph well, but it's got this pine green wash on it, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, so before we started filming, they were gooing over this linen, and
we've been eyeing it.
They've been eyeing it for a long time, and because she's close to us too.
Yeah.
She lives near us, so she's in our. We're gonna find you.
How are you like the creepiest cat lady?
I know. Josh said I was really creepy at at the Jingle Ball too.
Really?
Yeah. That's what he said when I got off. He was like, "I think you scared everyone," and I was like, "When?"
No.
They were like, "Oh yeah, Fox and Rabbit, Tefra," and I was like, "I have it. Do you want to see it?" So yeah, cool girl, Acorn and Threads got me the cool linen that all the hot girls want. I'm so excited. And so if you are looking for these fun things, they have it there. Obviously, support your local businesses though. Yeah, what did I do at?
Okay, but you guys both went to Jingle. I had
I did.
heck of a weekend. It had the family hosted one party, attended 3 parties, went to a wrestling tournament, had 5 piano lessons, and we went to a concert and a drama performance, and that was in 3 days.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in a short period of
We
time.
were battling sniffles and exhaustion from our week, and so I turned on my camera once in a while when I was like,
Here, Aimee, you should
sitting
come sit.
down.
You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
can talk about this because I didn't even go. I was like, you guys invited me, and I was like, I can't. I have to just be a puddle.
yeah. So whenever I had a moment of free time, I popped on my camera just so I wasn't like a blank space.
Yeah.
And sat there and hopped around some of the rooms, which was so fun. And I know you took a class.
I took 2.
Oh, you took 2 classes.
Yeah. So I did the
how were the classes?
Well, I did the
that
math
one
stuff. She
worked
did
out
such
great.
a great job of.
Okay, so this is what I was bugging people about. That
What?
Josh said I was creepy.
What about the classes? You were asking about the classes.
I was about the classes because every cool girl went to that Stacey Nash class.
Oh yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
I did not go to that class.
You didn't go to that class.
I'm
Okay,
like patently
so
uncool.
when
but,
you were in the classes, could you see who was in the class?
I don't think so, but I did not spend any time looking.
So you
I was
couldn't
like, actually listening to the
see
class.
who was.
You guys, you could have come over so you could try to figure it out.
Well, I wanted to know if you could see the attendees.
I don't know. You can see the chat, like, because people are making comments in the chat. So if they make a comment in the chat, I think you could see. But I did not look for an attendee list. I'm sorry.
Why? You weren't curious?
I wasn't.
All the hot girls were there.
I didn't go to the Stacey Nash class.
I know. Well,
The other one I went to was Blue Flower.
all the.
I mean, she said what she said, Aimee.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So in when I went.
I've never like tried to pretend like I was one of Caroline's cool girls.
You are a cool girl.
But you still hang out with me.
I know. I try to only hang out with cool girls.
That's like the first time anybody has ever referred to me as a cool girl in my entire life, Caroline.
Yeah, you're a cool girl. You hang out. I hang out with you.
Okay.
You know what you're doing.
I know I'm a cool girl.
Yeah.
I just like you have a very specific brand of
I
cool girl.
do.
Mhm.
Denise is top tier for sure. Katie Strachan's up there. And I know she was going to it. I wanted to be such a freak.
Katie, are you here?
I know. See, I
You
can't
sure?
talk about her now because I know that she watches.
I know.
Sorry.
I know. I have tried not to say some of the things you've said on here
Because I love her.
because I don't. Yeah,
I know. I know Denise.
If you're gonna be
just-
weird, I want you to
I
choose the
know.
weird. I don't want to be weird for you.
I know. I have to watch my mouth now about my weirdness. It's out of love.
Oh, for sure. Nothing but adoration. Yeah. No, but
We have to be more careful. I just don't.
I want to say something about Blue Flower Class though,
Oh, okay.
because Janine McGowan,
Oh yeah. What was she like?
she's
She's a cool
amazing.
girl.
I love her. I want to be her best friend.
What's her vibe? Is she
So
quiet?
chill. So chill.
She seems like
She's
like
so
quiet.
chill.
Like she talks.
She talked enough. I did not feel.
No, like her voice, like her
Yeah.
tone is
Yes,
like.
it was very soothing.
quiet.
It was very chill, and she just made you feel like it was easy peasy. Like
She's like an artist.
Yeah, she's
like, I bet she like just walks like arty.
She's more, I felt like she was more earthy than that.
More earthy than arty?
Mm-hmm. I got a very earthy vibe from
like,
her.
do you think she eats like really healthy food?
Like vegetables?
Yeah.
I do think she eats her vegetables.
Do you think she would have a Diet Coke?
This is a game you and Elizabeth play. You guys do this. I have no idea. I think Diet Coke is that is so specific.
It's
a
polarizing topic.
It is, because Diet Coke is the one thing that somehow there's just such a myriad of
so much
personalities that are into Diet Coke. I'm not a Diet Coke girly. You and Elizabeth will fall over yourselves for one and do the whole thing where they rate them, right, with the videos and the different ice and like, oh, this one's obviously from Taco Bell, and I know this one is from like Wendy's because the ice is trash or whatever the situation is. Yeah.
I feel like Katie would have a Diet Coke.
Oh my God,
but G McGowan, I don't know if she'd have a Diet Coke.
I don't get a Diet Coke vibe from her. I get like a tea.
Yes.
Like an herbal tea.
If she would charge an herbal tea.
Yeah, I get like an herbal tea.
like she would get.
I hope you don't want me to
Like she would get she would go to Starbucks and get a decaf when she was like stressed.
You think?
Like she'd be like, I'm gonna get a coffee, and then she'd get a decaf.
That seems, because it's a comfort drink.
Yeah.
It's not about the caffeine. It's
not
about the comfort.
Yeah.
I find that personally relatable.
I know. I know.
Like, wait a minute.
I know you would get a decaf coffee.
And her husband did all like the tech. He was monitoring the comments. It was so sweet. They worked really well together on screen, and I was just admiring that too, because I was like,
Katie
gosh,
would get like
a
venti. Full calf.
Oh my God, Carol.
What would you get?
A venti
A
full
venti full
calf.
calf.
That's why. That's it. Because that's what you would
One
get.
time I tried to keep up with Caroline, we had to pull
can't.
over and you had to drive because I was too shaky.
Yeah, I could drink I could drink 4 ventis.
Yeah, you can put coffee away.
Yeah,
You're not afraid of a little caffeine.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Katie could too. You could just charge it.
Okay, you guys, I think we're done. I think we're finished.
We need to get off the phone, the video.
Merry Christmas!